Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
Hey, happy Tuesday family. Welcome back.
Welcome back guys to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode number 127. Back from the holidays.
Yes.
How was your holiday?
It was good, man. How about mama chop up peeled potatoes and ate for Thanksgiving, and it was good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's about it.
Mine was okay. I actually had to work, but I got off at early enough to go and chill with the family.
Okay.
And they don't eat till like 1, 2 o'clock anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so then I got off like at 2. I was like, perfect. Okay. But to me, it was kind of boring.
Yeah. Everybody's just chilling.
Like the energy level was like low. I was like, damn, is it because you guys are getting old, or?
Do you guys usually play like games on Thanksgiving?
That's what we usually do.
Yeah.
I was like, I showed up at the house with like a deck of cards in my pocket.
For real?
I was like, party's here.
Yeah. It's party time.
Yeah, but
and then everybody's napping.
Yeah, they're all like level like 1 bar energy. I was like, nah.
Was any kids running around or no kids?
Oh, the kids definitely.
Okay, they had energy.
Yeah, they had their own little party downstairs.
That's how it is, man. Everybody's hitting their 40s and shit, creeping up on it. It's kind of.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's a little different now. It's
yeah.
You eat because eating now in your late 30s and early 40s
take you out.
You want to sit down. You want to close your eyes for a little while. I need to sleep this off a little bit.
Take a walk around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Smoke weed.
And then take a nap. Somewhere you got to take a nap in that time frame.
Take a walk, like all tired. Come back, like, hey.
Because after I eat dinner for Thanksgiving, and my family, we usually do it like around 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's a normal time.
We do like at 3, 4 at the latest, but we'll do that at 3. Just make sure everybody gets there on time. Because my sister and her husband, they gotta go visit other people and families and shit. So try to give everybody like a window of opportunity to go do stuff. But yeah, like if I eat dinner, man, I'm out on Thanksgiving. That's a wrap. I'm taking a nap immediately after I'm done eating.
Damn.
I slept on the couch on Thanksgiving. It's good though.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Besides that, like one thing like did happen. Like I witnessed like my first car accident, like it happening.
Yeah, you did the actual collision.
The actual collision.
This your first time?
First time I ever seen one.
Oh my god! I see the dude get like, oof. I see some stupid shit. That's my god.
The wild thing about it, it's almost like everything happened in slow motion.
The physics of it's crazy, right?
It's like I saw this shit happening from a mile away because I was like, red light already, and I'm looking at this driver. I was like, why is he still going so fast? I was like, there's a car right there, and if you keep going, you're gonna hit that car, like T-bone.
Yeah.
Because it was a T-bone intersection, and I was like, is he really gonna go, dude? He went right. He went so fast, then right when I guess he saw the car. It's almost like he's looking down the whole time because he just saw it. Then that's when I saw his brake light.
Oh,
I saw his brake light right when he was in front of the car. I was like, dude, that's so late. And it was like a small car hitting an SUV. SUV flipped over like a Grand Theft Auto game. And I was
holy
like,
shit.
I was like, oh my God, I probably just witnessed somebody just died.
Yes, I've seen some shit like that before, like at something similar too. An SUV colliding with another car that was making a left turn at an intersection. But it just kept going. But it was like 4:30 in the morning. And the dude in the SUV was drunk as shit. But when the SUV hit that little car, almost hit the fucking McDonald's.
Holy shit.
It almost smashed right into a McDonald's. It was crazy.
Did he die?
Yeah, they crawled out. I was like, oh man, I need, please don't call the cops. I'm like, bro, your shit's all over the place.
Please don't call it.
It's car everywhere.
I'm just trying to go home myself.
I seen the guy get hit by a car, trying to grab a dog. He's like, oh, he's trying to grab a dog in a fucking car, like, he flipped, like his body went upside down in the air, but his legs like an L shape.
What the hell?
Like he was up in the air, like his head, top of his head was parallel to the ground.
Did he die?
He was on the ground, like cause what it was is like he was driving a motorcycle and he saw like a dog on the side of the road and he put like in his little satchel thing on the back, right? Started driving some more and the dog jumped out, so he pulled his motorcycle off the side of the road, got out and tried to run in traffic to go get the dog and got hit by a car. And I was the first person to run up to him. I was like, yo, you okay? He's like, where's the dog? That's the first thing he asked me. He's like, is the dog okay? I was like, and I looked and the dog was like, running down the street. I was like, he gone, bro. You just don't move. He's like, oh, I tried to bring the dog home for my kids. I'm like, you need to stop. And cops showed up. Was like, we need a report from everybody. I was like, I'm going home. I ain't trying to fill out no form. You ask him what happened. I was making sure he wasn't dead.
Are you like, oh, you straight? All right, I'm out.
Peace.
Cops be here any minute.
Yeah, because I ain't want to touch him and move him and shit. Might make the shit worse.
All right, so moving on from that, I hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah.
Back to normal.
Yes. For now. Christmas is right around the corner, too.
All right, in world news, the world population finally hit 8 billion people.
Hey, yo.
Officially.
I thought we been to that.
I thought so, too. I'm pretty sure, but they need to do it, like, officially. And then they had, like, this lady where they named, like, the lady that had the baby. Like, we're going to name your baby, like, the 8 billion baby that's born. Oh, what a lucky kid.
So what's the name of the baby? What is it? Didn't say that yet?
I don't know.
8.
Adolf.
Adolf.
I don't know. The Antichrist.
Who knows? Who knows?
But yeah, we're going to jump into the main topic for tonight. We're going to be talking about giants of Jasper National Park.
Yes.
So there's like this TikTok video of this man named Andrew Dawson, a man who started posting videos like in 2022, this year, early of this year, I think around like April. He lives in Canada, and he actually posted a video of what appears to be a giant walking on one of the mountains up in Canada. And if you're looking at a mountain from the street view, looking up, and you can actually see a human walking on the side of the mountain. You can only imagine how big it is, like right in front of it, if you can actually see it from like the highway.
Yeah.
How big that human person is.
Yeah. I remember when I used to live in Colorado, and of course you'd always see the Rockies everywhere. It's always to the west, and if you can see, and you can see the mountains clearly and everything. No matter how close you were, you would never see a person walking on it. It's because
it's too big.
The relation of the mountain compared to the person, very difficult. You can tell. But so when I saw that video and I saw some at the top, I immediately knew that it was big as shit.
Yeah,
I don't know the size, but in terms of size, to me, it was big as fuck. It was huge. Whatever it was on top.
Yeah, like if it was like a human or anything, like a tree or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be huge.
It'd be like, oh, that's a big ass tree on that mountain, But he saw it like while he was driving like on the road. And a story about this guy that's so interesting is like this guy, he started posting a bunch of videos on TikTok about him going up to this mountain and documenting everything. And the wild part of this story, I'm just gonna say it, is that during his investigation, this dude, he actually ended up dying.
That was the shocker, man. That was the thing that pulled the rug up from under me. I didn't expect that. Yeah. That twist.
Because the wild thing is, because I did follow like his story from like a different YouTube channel where they show like, okay, this guy Andrew Dawson, he captured a giant walking on a mountain. Then he posted these weird videos at the end saying like the whole shit was fake. But then right when I saw that, I was like, is it? And then I was thinking like, okay, maybe it is. And I just brushed it off. And I was like, all right. I mean, I think like the footage of the mountain with the giant or whatever that thing was walking on the mountain, that was real. But then like, I thought he was like milking that whole shit to make like, his millions, whatever viewers, his followers
trying to get some
keep coming back. So I'm going to show like a video of what we're talking about.
Oh, video.
So like if you guys are listening to us, you might want to check the video out on this YouTube. So let me show the first one, the one that got like millions of views. This is the main one. He's just driving on the highway, zooming up on the mountain.
That shit.
Huge.
What is it? It's a person, dude. No, seriously, pull over. There's a person standing there.
No, it's not.
Dude, if you seen what I seen right now.
Damn, the man riding shotgun with him or whoever's driving, that's probably he's the one driver.
Yeah, that's a real reaction. That's authentic. You can put that through any lie detector or whatever. Like that's a real reaction of them reacting to something they see that they're not believing, but one of them is saying like, dude, that has to be a human on there or something that's like bipedal that's walking on top of that big ass mountain.
Yeah, I was saying like whoever the homie is, he was like, no, it ain't. No, it's not. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, clearly it's something. To me, it can't be a tree. I ain't know.
That's how you could tell the conversation was real. It's like,
Yeah.
dude was like, no, it ain't.
You tripping, man.
It's like, stop, like pull over. Look at this shit.
It's not a fucking giant. What are you doing?
So like that particular video, that was the one that blew up like the whole story about Jasper Mountain. This one, it was actually called Whistler Peak Park.
Okay.
Inside of Jasper National Park. So that particular area, that was where like he saw that giant creature. And then, once it picked up steam and then he saw like people on TikTok like it, he was like, I'm gonna go back and investigate more and see what the deal is, like, like with this mountain and shit.
Yeah.
So like I got like all his videos. So I'm gonna just post the next video.
The video's blowing up.
Oh, there he is.
I'm gonna try to go closer and find a better angle. Or maybe blow the videos up and maybe I can get sponsored.
That's
A helicopter company can sponsor me to go up there. I don't know.
He's just a normal dude. Like, come on, what helicopter company's gonna sponsor you? Because his thing is like a normal guy. It's like, oh shit, my shit got millions of views. Like, maybe someone's gonna sponsor me to go check it out.
I got some clout behind it. But this,
yeah, that's what he's thinking.
The internet clout's a little different from
that's
real world.
Helicopter's like, fuck that shit. No.
Can you afford this?
Like, not only that, I don't even think they're authorized to do stuff like that.
Just to take
for like
people
civilians.
Man, no, not to no damn helicopter. You better.
This ain't the free world.
I'm assuming if they was gonna take a helicopter up to the mountains, the only time will be rescue missions.
Yeah, or
because the winds gotta be winds are shitty up there, man.
Yeah, rescue mission, or if they're doing something important.
Yeah, not for no giant man.
Not for no TikTok leisure activity.
No, because you gotta think about the fuel. They got that shit. They gotta pay for the fuel and then all this. Who they gonna pay to do this? Like, what helicopter pilot's gonna come in on their day off?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even think like it's about the money. It's about like, it's like why are we gonna just fly you up here?
Yeah, that might be that too. Like just off of what you
I
saw
don't know.
from distance.
I mean, money talks.
I mean, that's real shit though. I mean, that is the truth, man. Money does talk.
Yeah.
Everybody has a price.
So the video was posted on April 9th, 2022. It went viral. Then he continued on his investigation of Whistler Peak Mountain. While he was doing all that, he documented everything on TikTok. So, he started gaining like a following. And then I guess he felt like he had to deliver to these people. So I guess that's what motivated him to continue to go to this mountain to investigate and see what's going on. Because, when he was going up there, he was talking to like the locals, asking them about like, hey, have you guys seen like anything like weird, like, anything weird in the area? And they told him, it's like, yeah, like there's like, they're telling him like there's weird entities and creatures that are out there. So, that validates like him not going crazy. Like the mountain is known for like weird shit.
Okay,
even
so
according to the locals.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like, it shows up like once in a while. So, he's talking about it here.
That's where it was yesterday.
That's gone.
See,
I spoke to some locals and it comes and goes apparently. I don't know.
So I wonder whatever it was, like, what was it doing up there? Like, if it is a giant, what was it doing up there? Like, morning prayer? Did he catch it doing morning prayer, or?
I think like if giants, there's a story saying like the giants is gonna start showing up like one day, like back into our reality. They're like on like snooze mode or some shit, and they're saying there's gonna be a day where they show up. So maybe this is one of the ones that like woke up. And then they just started just walking around the mountain, not even realizing like, damn, the world has changed. Because they're looking at all the structures and stuff. They're like, damn, like what year is it?
What is this?
What day is it?
The sun's so bright. What happened to all the trees?
And then when like the government, they saw a TikTok video of a giant on a mountain, they're like, oh shit.
Who let him out?
We need a team up on the Whistler Peak Mountain right now, ASAP. Get a team up there. Like, we don't need this place to be like, because it's a national park. So they don't need like the locals or anybody, the news to break out to where, okay, there could be a giant, because it's gonna start creating like, like a chaos. Like people's gonna want to go there just for this one thing.
I'm noticing this trend right now though. What's up with national parks? It seems like there's a.
It's always been happening, like missing people.
It just dawned on me because this is a couple weeks ago too. I think we was talking about how I can't remember what national park it was, but it was here in America where they had to start warning people like, hey, like there's no Bigfoot here. Like don't believe these signs people keep putting up. That's not from us. Stop. Everybody needs to stop going up to the mountains to venture up there to go try to look for Bigfoot.
He exists in your heart.
Because if you guys go, you guys are probably gonna die during this season because it's cold. This is in your hearts. He's always been in your heart.
He's not real.
He's always been in here, in your heart.
Bigfoot, he peeks up on the side like, come on.
Tee.
I'm not real. Just wait till you hit stop.
He said stop. Yeah, but no, these I'm noticing this is like the second time I'm hearing about a story like this now.
Like the big thing, like with national parks that the news don't talk about is like how many missing people go missing when they go on their trails.
Oh man!
And it's not being like reported publicly.
Oh man!
Because it's like all the document of all the missing people. It's all like within the national park records. It's not like public record. You actually have to go to the park and ask them like, hey, what's the record of like missing people? They can show you, but this record is not shown like publicly. This is from my understanding.
Yeah.
If somebody can correct me, but there's like a lot of missing people in a whole bunch of national parks around the world. Actually.
Oh man, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it 1,000%.
That's why you don't go hiking like solo.
That's what I always try to tell my friends, especially my female friends out there. They like to go camping by themselves and go hiking by themselves and go on adventures by themselves. I'm like, look, actually anybody, even if you're a guy, this isn't even a female thing. If you're a person, don't ever go by yourself hiking at all, because you can turn missing. Like, you can twist your leg and fall down, like walk on some soft ground, fall off a cliff. Like, you never know, man. I remember we talked about before earlier this year when we talked about Alaska. I don't know if you remember this, but we talked about how Alaska, like as far as Alaska goes, is like the most missing persons place on the planet. Like, because it's so much, it's like more wilderness out there than there's people that can populate it. Because it's such a mountainous region, and the amount of people that go missing in Alaska is like, but yeah, they was here and they went up there, but we're not gonna send our people up there to go find them because we're not gonna keep sacrificing people to go look for one missing person because those mountain areas in Alaska are so dangerous. So it's kind of like, go at your own risk, and you go and whatever.
Yeah, like if you want to go out and do some adventurous shit where it's gonna be difficult for people to rescue you, that's on you. But I mean, like I say, like you don't live forever. So
and that's another thing. Yeah.
If you wanna like live like that, run it. Maybe you just want to live this life just to run that one trail.
Yeah, or just some people get like that, man. This ain't got nothing to do with the whole mountain like stuff we're talking about right now. But for example, my mom, she wants to go skydiving now. She wants to do skydiving, but she has a huge fear of flying. But she's like, I want to go skydiving.
So she's trying to like.
I'm trying to live it up. Like just live. You only live once type of. I've never heard.
I think she's going through a phase. One of those phases like missing out, or like a phase like waited too long.
Well, I think it's like a phase of like, because my mom has a huge fear of flying, like a huge fear of flying on planes.
She's trying to conquer it.
I think she's trying to conquer it. And skydiving is like the most safety extreme way of like conquering it.
Is she really gonna go with it?
She was already talking to my girl because my girl was like she's been skydiving before, and so they're like she's like, oh, I want to go, like I want her to take me if I go. I'm like,
was she drinking though? Like when she was talking?
No, this is straight up like
sober
mom. This is she was super sober.
She might be serious about that skydive.
She was dead ass. I would never do it, but I get to.
To me, it makes no sense to even do it. I don't see the fun in it. If I die, I don't want to hit the ground like that. I don't want to be tangled up in the parachute. I mean, all you gotta do is just show your mom.
Oh yeah, get tangled up in the parachute.
A video of of a professional getting tangled in a parachute. You'd be like, no, like we don't have wings for a reason. Yes. We ain't supposed to be up here.
That is true, man. I've seen a lot of videos of people getting tangled up in parachutes.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. There's other ways like to get like an adrenaline rush or whatever.
VR.
Yeah, try VR.
VR.
See if you can do like
That's
VR.
the best way to do it.
Yeah, like there's like a game on VR. It's like the plank, or I forgot what it's called, but it people who are afraid of heights, they really think they're walking on a plank, and then they're walking on this plank, trying to balance it, and the asshole in the family pushes the person.
Oh.
The grandpa almost have a heart attack because he don't know what's real and fake no more. Like, this dude is falling.
Immersed.
He's already on the ground, but he's still falling in his head. I was like, you about to kill your own grandpa.
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah, like, if
Well, that could be dangerous too. Is
your mom want
somebody.
to experience like that, like, I don't know. I don't know about the skydiving thing.
But on the crazy side too, I kind of get it. It's the feel of it, kind of like just
Feel alive.
you're falling. You're doing something that most people will never do.
Right.
And that's why I think like with some people that can afford to go to outer space, be like, yo, I want to go to outer space because who the fuck on this planet can say they ever went to outer space? Not even up 1%. It's a tiny, not even a fraction of these people can say that. So if I had the money, I'd be like, let's go. Jeff Bezos up. Fire up that ship. Let's go.
Jeff Bezos, you free on Tuesday?
Like it's I don't know. So I get the kind of like the thrill of it, but I wouldn't do it though. It ain't me. I get like when I play video games, just playing video games, and I'll like jump off a cliff or whatever, off of a building.
Your back get hot?
No. I feel my stomach drop.
Dude.
I'm like, oh, because it's such an uneasy feeling for me of like, even just playing a video game on my television screen. I'm like, I don't want to jump, but fuck. I know it's a game, but I have a fear of heights, so that's why I know I couldn't do a plane.
Yeah, I couldn't jump out of a plane.
But
I don't know. Maybe I say that now. Maybe like next year I jump out of a plane.
or you maybe be like, my mom, she's 64, so you can hit 64, and you'd be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna conquer this. And I think that's how my mom is right now. She's like, you know what? My mom has a really bad fear of flying. A really bad fear. She does not like flying. She'll drive across the country before she'll fly. My fear's not that bad. I'll get on the plane before I do that.
Yeah.
But straight up, I'm not driving to Cali.
No way.
I'll take my chance. My brain will literally like rationalize, like, you know what? Plane crashes aren't that fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah,
you'll be alright. I'll probably get killed in traffic.
I'll take a plane to Alabama. I was like, I'm not driving there.
And I have a fear of flying, but I'll take a plane in a heartbeat though. If I don't have to sit in traffic.
For me, I don't have a fear of flying. I'll fly anywhere. Like, it doesn't scare me because I was like, dude, if it's gonna happen, I was like, okay, it's not in my control. Like, I'm not the one that's driving this plane. I was like, if I'm gonna die, I was like, all right,
this is it.
What gonna do? What else can I do in here?
Time for the next life.
Brace your. Like, goddamn. Kind of late there, pilot.
See, I can see you want to do skydiving then eventually.
I don't know, maybe it'll take like someone to convince me, like, just do it. I'll suck you. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. When is it, tomorrow?
While we skydive?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't close anything off, but like right now, it doesn't make sense for me to even skydive.
No, man, there's no need for it if you don't feel like it.
I get more excitement jumping off of a bridge.
Shit, I jumped down in one step. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, one time, like, I jumped off the roof of my mom's house.
Oh, my God.
Because I was a kid. I was like, man, I can do this. I can jump, do a ninja roll. Jump, did a ninja roll, but my ankles hurt. I was like, whoa, that was crazy.
Never again.
Yeah, I was like, if it was any higher, like, I think I would, my ankle would be popped. Like,
yeah. I jumped out of a tree when I was a kid, and I sprained my ankle. Till this day, I still...
You didn't do ninja roll?
No, I was like... fucking feet landed like flat foot landed, and I remember it was the same tree that my mom. It was a tree that all the kids in my neighborhood kept climbing, and my mom was like, "Don't, you better not climb that tree. I know all the big kids are doing it. Don't do it.
Your ankles are stronger."
And I didn't listen. And I jumped out the tree and I landed wrong, and I was scared to tell my mom, so I walked on a sprained ankle for like 2 days maybe.
Damn.
Trying to fake it, like walking around the house like, oh shit. And then my mom found out. Eventually, I wound up crying and telling my mom, like, I jumped out the tree. I'm sorry. I said, what the fuck? Come on, we got to go to the hospital. And then
2 days later.
And I had to get my foot wrapped up in a cast. But that's why I have ankle issues now because of that shit.
Man.
Yeah.
Took you right to the hospital.
Shut up. Yeah.
I remember I sprained my ankle. I never told nobody.
Yeah,
I was just fucked up for like
until
it healed up.
Well, sprains are bad too. And then I was walking on for 2 days, so I wasn't doing myself any favors. To this day, like, that's why I used to have this issue when I used to run track. Sometimes I would feel my ankle start about to spring again. Like, it doesn't happen all the time, but I was limping when I'm in the middle of a run. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, it's still an issue. Sprained ankles is serious. I never realized how serious they were until I got older. I'm like, oh, my God, this is... Some people tell me, like, you've been better off breaking that shit. Because that's you turn up tendons.
You
and
better
shit.
off in a wheelchair.
Yeah. no legs.
They're like, man, Todd, like, slow down.
chill.
Dude on the sideline, like, saying the most extreme shit. You better off rolling down the street in a wheelchair. We'll take a little break. I gotta take a leak real quick. Then we'll come back and finish up this Andrew Dawson story.
Yes,
Be right back, guys. All right, and we're back. All right, so back on this Andrew Dawson story. Dawson. Okay, so later he posted a clip on April 12th, 2022, where he encountered a CIA agent telling him to go home. And I got the clip right here. Well,
I just got stopped by like some CIA agents. He told me to turn around, said I'm trespassing. I said it's a public area,
No, it's not.
like a public park or whatever. Some local told me to take this path. I didn't get it on camera, but I'm going to go again tomorrow and be prepared to be filming right now because he stopped the vehicle. His truck was blocking it. Said some like environmental issue was going on. I don't know. He told me to go back and said I was trespassing. I don't get it. It was awkward, but I'm going back again tomorrow.
so like, he encountered a CIA agent from what he was told. And they're like, yeah, dude, you can't come here. Like, we're dealing with some shit. Just go back home, man. This is not even your business. It's like, all right, I'll show up the next day. And then him telling his TikTok followers that, of course, the TikTok followers, like, if you're following him at that time, you'll be like, I can't wait to see what happens when he go up there next. Because now he has an audience, and they're ready. They're ready to see what's going to happen next. So, of course, this guy's going to deliver.
Yeah, he's got to. He's got to. Keep it up.
I mean, yeah, like, I think anybody would. You get 1 million people, like, waiting for your next move. You're going to be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do it.
He should have took his homie that was in the car with him the first time, but he's probably like, man, shit up there. And probably didn't go. Sound like he went by himself.
Yeah, he went by himself. Sorry, I got another clip.
An adventure.
Him and his dog.
Currently 5:30 in the morning.
The next
I'm going to
day.
see if
I didn't see
he's
this
there early in the morning and see if I can get up a little bit.
He's trying to get
Look at
there
all these
before
mountains I got.
the government
They are
agents
everywhere
are up
around here too. That's the one. All right, let's go.
So that was like the video of him like going the next day. And then there's this other video.
So they're extracting something out of here. There's 2 helicopters.
Uh-oh.
What the
Look at the other helicopters carrying like some shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
So like you know, as he was like driving towards it, he can see like 2 helicopters like extracting whatever the hell they're taking like from the mountain. So it's like something weird that's going on within the mountain that they don't know. Maybe they're like disassembling like something that's on the mountain that's not supposed to be there,
Yeah.
because it's a mountain that's been there for a while. It became like a national park. Like what else is up there for them to like extract? Like, well, are they taking trees or what are they taking off the mountain?
The giant. The giant that escaped at the laboratory.
The giant that just spawned. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here now.
Yeah, shove him in a helicopter.
Government was like, oh shit, we didn't cover that shit.
Damn it. Somebody fell asleep at the desk. Get him.
Yeah. So then like here's another clip of him
The guy's here again.
just trying to go back up that mountain.
Oh, somebody's
Yeah,
shot.
this is him. What's going on?
Road's closed. Turn around.
Really?
Yeah, man. Just turn around, please.
Okay.
You can tell it's serious on that voice.
Have a good night, man. So that was.
You can tell like it's serious from like the voice of like the guy doing the roadblock.
Yeah, like, I'm not playing any games. Like,
Yeah,
when they
it's-
ain't
yeah,
fuck you and your TikTok.
yeah. He was just
turn
like,
around. Just,
dude, it's like, man, just go home, man. Like it's like one of those voices.
you've
Like,
caused enough trouble already, type of shit too. Like,
well, it's one of the voices like, dude, you just like you have no idea like what's going on. Like,
Just
dude,
go, man.
Like, just go, like, cause it sounds like he know like something serious, to where he was just like, dude, just go.
he probably new to the gig too. To whoever stopped, like, look, this is.
Yeah, cause he probably don't even know what the fuck he's like.
I don't even know
doing.
how to explain it. Just go, man.
He's doing a roadblock. Like his reality is probably already broken because of what he saw, and then he was like, they just told him, hey, block this area. Don't tell nobody
Don't
what's
let
going
nobody
on.
in.
And whatever you see, don't you already signed that paper, right?
It sounded like he wanted to tell him. He's like, hey, look, man, just go, man.
Yeah, because let's listen to his voice again, because it sounded like his voice is like, it's like he already.
The guy's here again.
He's like,
he went through it. He saw it. He was like, holy shit.
I'm still trying to process this.
Yeah, this is
He's like, it's gonna be a long night. All right, listen to this guy's voice.
What's going on?
Road's closed. Turn around.
Really?
Yeah, man. Just turn around, please.
Okay. Have a good night, man. So that was
It's interesting, huh?
Yeah, just go, man.
It's like just
I don't even want to be out here. This is too wild.
just turn around, man. I don't know what I saw.
Man, my wife and baby at home. Like, I had to get up out of bed for this shit.
Giants.
Goddamn Netflix.
They actually exist.
Netflix.
And there's one out here, like, apparently he came out of a portal. Like, I can't explain it. Like,
another breach. Another breach in reality.
it's like some sci-fi shit. Like, if you ever seen, like, Stargate, or have to have, like, portals, Stargates, like, in Alaska.
Yeah.
Don't even know, like, it's even out there and shit. So when they're traveling through Stargates, right, they end up in Alaska. They thought they were on a different planet. But then, like, when they put the beaker out, the SOS, they're like, holy shit, the military can see this beaker? It's like, yeah, because you're on Earth still. You just teleport to Alaska. That's when they discover a new Stargate on Earth. And I think that might be, like, a true story. Like, how they're, like, going through, like, Stargates, like, in the beginning, like, Earth when they discovered it. And then they discover they can go between Stargates that's already on Earth.
Yeah.
And then this is when they discover new
Oh, shit.
Stargates that's already existed on Earth.
They already out here. They been here.
Yeah.
Damn, man. It's a creepy video, though. Man, he brave for going out at night. I wouldn't have gone back up there. I would not have gone out there at night. I would have gone through the daytime. And
But if you had 1 million people waiting for you to do, like, some wild shit.
the pressure, though. Yeah, the pressure.
Yeah, I don't think he even chose to go in the daytime or at night. I think he tried to choose the best time where it's not going to get blocked.
Yeah.
So he probably chose, like, at nighttime to do that shit. Because I got another video where he said, like, his being, like, spied on. Like, you know, ever since he started doing the TikTok videos, he felt like somebody was watching him. So this is when, like, when I saw this video, this is when I was like, all right, this guy is, like, staging this whole thing. Like it's just like, because I was like, okay, the giant video is real, but I was like, the rest of it is doing a story now. So I thought he was doing like a stage, like a CIA is following him or whatever. After I saw this video, looking out the window.
Oh, I didn't catch this one.
Opening up the door.
That's the same vehicle from. Hey!
Oh, I did see this one.
So it was like him opening up like his door and then seeing like a black vehicle.
That dude feels
like,
staged, though. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like he said they were watching him. And then when I saw that, I was like, okay, this guy's milking the giant video. This is a long time ago when I saw it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is fake. Like this dude is milking it now. Like the first video, like it's legit.
Yeah, straight up.
And then like the rest of it, I was like, okay, he's doing the story because he got nothing else to show.
Yeah.
So now he's making up like a story, like the CIA or whatever is watching him. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, because usually when the car sits out in front of a house or does a stakeout, I don't think it just drives off.
Yeah,
when people approach it,
so obviously
they probably just like probably won't roll down the windows or be like, "What? Don't worry, we run your business."
I was like, all
most
right.
people wouldn't even walk up to that car with like that, anyways. I wouldn't.
Yeah, like if I knew like I was in a sting operation and I got caught, I would just not even take off because that would throw off. Like that would be like, okay, somebody's watching.
Yeah. Now you look really guilty.
Yeah. Then when I saw that, the guy take off, I was like, okay, they planned this. This is like a stage event now. This is when I was like, I was done with the story.
Fuck this, yeah.
I was like, you're not gonna fight no giant now with your little stories.
You fucked up.
All right. So then like after that, like he made like a confession video talking about like the whole situation. And I actually saw this too, but this one looked weird. You guys gotta watch for yourself.
Hey guys, I just want to give you an update. I'm not dead. I have not disappeared. I have just been busy with life. I couldn't get around to posting and updating you guys, so now I'm going to give you an official update of what's been going on. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but all of the videos that I post, all the videos that I posted were scripted. They were just fake. They were just strictly for entertainment. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I just needed to give you a quick update.
Obviously.
See, the weird thing about like this video, when he was like saying like, "Oh, everything is fake," like it, to me, it still looks scripted because you know how like they're saying, you know, when you don't make the eye contact, you always look away. You're like lying and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But then like people in the comment section saying like, "Why is he like looking away?" Like, is somebody telling him
Cue
like,
cards?
Yeah, well, cue cards or whatever. Like telling him like, "Hey, tell them what we told you to tell them." Like, you know, to tell like the truth, saying like you faked everything, everything was fake and shit.
Well, usually with cue cards, I ain't no television executive or anything like that. I know like with a lot of cue cards, they try to keep it close to where the camera's at, so you're not like off looking like this, like how if it was a cue card, they try to keep it in relation to where the camera and where your eyesight's going to be at, so you're not like, you know, looking off to the side. So if it's a cue card, that was a shitty spot to put it at.
Yeah, I think he was doing it obviously to make it look like somebody was
off
telling him, you know? Like, if the video is real, like, he was probably doing it obviously to where people can question, like, hey, I think, like, he's putting, like he's, like, under, like a target.
Rest. Yeah.
He was, like, under, like, you know, some type of stress to where he has to say or something happens, you know?
Yeah. Some type of duress, kind of like a wink.
If that, yeah, it's like the wink. Like, hey, you guys, you know, 1 million people was following like his whole story, so it's like one of you guys got to be like smart enough to know like I'm being put like under some type of pressure to where I'm forced to post a video like this. Just from the way like he was looking off the screen, it's like, yeah, this video is fake, is looking off, and then the CIA is like,
keep going,
continue. Don't look at me. Continue.
Stop pausing. You look to your left one more time.
So yeah, this video is fake. Like, hey, cut it out. Stop looking. Stop looking.
We're trying to give you an outlet, man. All right, you making this difficult.
It's like you want to live? Stop looking at us. Like, you're making it look like this is stage.
Yeah, shoot this, or we're gonna shoot you.
Yeah. So he posted this video saying everything is fake. This is the whole story. Sorry, followers.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him.
Yeah, so but then like there's like a weird video that came out later, right after he posted that confession video, and this is what he said.
You might not see me post ever again. My videos weren't fake.
What?
So he posts a video, just him just walking, saying like
he's walking around the crib.
It's like, hey, dude, you guys really might not see me again. Like, those videos weren't fake. So that would confirm like everything the people in the comments saying like that shit, like they made him do it, made him post a video saying it's all fake, but then he posts that video saying it's not
You
fake.
might not see me post ever again. My videos weren't fake.
This all happened like this year, and
yeah, that was the one thing I was kind of surprised by. Was it's all within this year right here. All the videos.
Yeah, all
2022
from April. So he posted that video like real quick. Maybe like he just got free or whatever. Like he was able to post something. So she just said fuck it. Like all that shit like was real. What's crazy is like it wasn't videos that he was posting. Like it wasn't anything like that wild.
No, man, it was just like he was.
Besides that one giant, but
that was what started it all, was the giant.
Anybody could dispute that video,
and anybody could have, but now it's just kind of like what he just shot right there. It seemed like it was in between. That's my take from it. In between him filming, maybe like how the video before that was him and then like in some kind of basement area, and then you know he's trying to read off of a script or whatever that they want him to read. And this video seemed like, because he's probably like act up the whole time, like, hey, read the lines. And this video you just showed just now seems like, hey, I'm on break. Yo, Shay, this shit's real. Like the talk. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm coming back. Sorry. All right, and then go back to shooting. Yeah, like just kind of like you know what I'm saying, like in between scenes. You know, that's what I was thinking. That was the vibe, because he was kind of like, hey, look, because he's looking around like, hey, look, this shit was real. I'm coming, and then it goes back and continue the.
That's good.
That
That's a good
that was
observation.
my takeaway from that. I was like, okay, he in between.
That probably could have been like the little golden period of when he was just.
That's the only time opportunity he had. Yeah.
Yeah, to take a little bathroom break.
Yes.
But then he was like, and then he was just trying to cover his head with his hat and shit.
He's like, hey, look, guys, it was real, it was real. Hey, coming, guys, and then action. It goes back to doing the bullshit on the camera.
Hurry up and pee. All right, guys, it's like fucking real. Like this shit is real. I
gotta go. I love you guys.
You guys might not see me again. If you guys don't see me again, like, dude, you guys better investigate this mountain.
Giants are real. Bye. Love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Whistler Peak Mountain. Please investigate.
Oh, that's what I felt like. I felt like he was kind of like doing in between some scenes or some shit. I gotta take a shit. And
But right after that, he released his one last and final video, which is this one, which is crazy. Same mountain, but look, there looks like
a castle?
some type of equipment up there.
What is that?
There's some equipment up there, like they're doing
That
some
was not there
shop?
yesterday.
Yeah, they're setting up some type of shop up there, and that was the last video he posted before, like, they found him, not found him dead, but the obituaries, like, they,
Was ever? I tried to look up to see how he passed
this
away.
dude, like, he actually died, like, he was born in 1987, my year,
Oh man.
and passed away July 1st, 2022, which is crazy.
Oh man. So he started doing the videos in April,
In April, and
and then got 3 months into it? April, May,
died
June,
like
July?
3 months later, yeah.
Damn.
After, like,
Oh,
he
they
got-
shut that shit down quick.
He got TikTok fame, and the thing, like, with the obituaries, they didn't like state like how he died or whatever. He just like said only just died, and
Yeah, that's all.
nobody
That
know
was
the details about it.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was trying to find, and I couldn't find anything on it. I found the same exact information you probably came across too about his obituary.
Yeah, it said there's no direct cause of death that's written on his obituaries.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. And then all that got was like a bunch of comments of people like, "Oh, condolences," and
Yeah, it's crazy because then I'll go look and at the comments, like, it's like, yeah, the dude you're talking about, like, he's dead now.
oh, people still talking like he's alive.
No, they're trying to tell like the people in the comments because they're like, yeah, these videos are fake or whatever. Like, this dude is actually dead now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I tried to look him up, and that's all I came across. He got to be dead. I mean, we gonna.
If it has anything like to do with the whole mountain thing in Jasper Park and stuff,
Yeah.
that'd be one wild story.
Yeah.
Because like, anybody can die anytime, any day. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It don't matter what
It could be he could have just died from like eating rice the wrong way.
Yeah, true. Just that rice went sideways in his throat and just got
Yeah,
stuck.
or he could have got like hit by a car. Like, who knows?
Yeah, death. I mean, death is random, man. Just death happens. It's a thing.
It could have just been like a one wild coincidence, like when him investigating this wild story.
Yeah, and I doubt it. And if he didn't die, then I would like. The first video is definitely for sure legit, and then everything else kind of like maybe you can question it, but then coming to find out that he did pass away, that adds kind of like makes you question everything after that. Now,
it
you know what I'm
starts
saying?
making you look into it.
Yeah, a little bit more, and it's hard to find anything about like because I came across on this website too, and I'm pretty sure you came across this one too. All the information with like the brothers and the sisters in love and memory. Did you come across this?
Yeah.
It's got like a whole like just put it up obviously. My bad. But yeah, that shit. And then a whole comment section underneath that. Talking about people like, oh, he saved my life at one time. Somebody was like, such sad news and his TikTok vids are compelling. Looks like real footage he captured in a Men in Black operation on a mountain.
Yeah, comments is wild.
Yeah,
Because
so that
even
could be-
they be saying some stuff that I was like, dude, you got
They in it.
come on, put some common sense in it. Like, stop being that wild.
They in on it. Like, they in it for all. Like it's. But it's a strange thing that he came across and sad. If we hear another story about, and I'm kind of seeing this right now for, what's this saying? This is a saying is like, if something happens one time, it's a phenomenon. 2 times, it's a coincidence. 3 times, it's a habit. So if we hear another story from this place again, then then I'm gonna be like, okay, this shit is probably some really funky straight up going
A
on.
habit.
Yeah, like it's a habit. Like this is an extra
It's
issue.
happening.
Yeah. Now him doing that video and him dying could be a coincidence. Could be a thing, like you were saying
be.
before. Now, if we hear something about this shit again with Jasper, then maybe let me hear about another giant over at Jasper.
Yeah, but like the Jasper National Park, they actually have like a history of paranormal activity happening.
So this ain't even nothing new.
It's not even like new. Like they have like places like within the national park where people are reporting to see like male and female dressed in clothing that's like completely out of the time zone. Like it's complete like a different century. Like they came from a different period. Like what the hell? It's like a time warp, like a little time loop. And then there's like other incidents where people say that they seen something like Sasquatch up in there. They seen like paranormal stuff where there's like this lady like in the park where I don't know, like she
a wandering
haunts
woman?
them. Yeah, that haunts them.
I did come across that because I was trying to see if there was anything else like going on in that mountain area, and I did see one of like a wandering woman type shit.
Yeah,
or
there's
whatever.
actually like a lot of paranormal activity happening like in this mountain, like weird stuff like
Oh, I didn't know it was that much.
that the
Damn.
locals talk about, like stories. Like that mountain has like stories. It's not just
Nah,
your,
it's
your
like-
typical mountain. Like it has like its own storybook for like people to tell. And now like since this guy on TikTok, he blew that shit up. Now people
blew
are
the lid off of it, man.
investigating this park, especially the people that actually live like in Canada, where they can actually go and be like, hey, like what is the deal with this national park? Because I was listening to like other stories, people in the podcast talking about how great this park is. Like they do talk about how great like the whole national park is, but they're saying like, yeah, some spots are like spooky, but they never speak about that park like where it's something to where they go to and you know they think like their life is like endangered. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a regular national park, you know?
Unless you see something,
Yeah, like
then you gotta go.
like if there's something there that's like killing people, they would all put barriers to block
they would
people a
shut
long
that
time
shit
ago.
off. Yeah, they would have been
Yeah.
blocked off. Yeah.
So I think like with this incident, like with this guy actually capturing like what it looks like a giant like walking around like the mountaintops and shit, I think this is something new, and they were trying to control the situation, and he was like meddling in something that was beyond like
Oh,
what
word.
his understanding of like what the hell he think is going on, because they're looking at him like, all right, this is just like a fucking TikTok guy trying to expose like what we're trying to cover up, because this is something like maybe is new to them too, because they had helicopters extracting stuff.
There's shit. We gotta like it could be like the government being like, hey guys, we have like another rift in the reality. We need to contain
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We need to secure off the area.
Yeah,
Fucking, we got giants and ghost people walking through this shit. We did. we gotta secure the whole area. We
like,
won't kill unless people keep talking about this shit.
yeah. So like they're probably trying to control like the giants probably coming out of some type of portal like in that mountain, like you know, because they're just like, hey, like we out here, but then the government's like, oh shit, we gotta put this shit like, you know, we gotta take care of this.
The giant was probably like at his home with his giant wife and giant kids. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'm going to the bathroom. And he's like, oh shit, like where am I?
Because like the
I
government
slipped through some shit.
like, they can't like see everything, so they rely on like people on TikTok to post the
Eyewitnesses.
weird stuff.
And they chase after it. They're like, oh,
They're like,
some
shit.
supernatural again.
Oh shit! Oh, hey, somebody in Canada, there's just that giant just came out in Jasper Park. Hey,
It's got 100,000 views.
get a team out there ASAP.
That would actually be a good way to actually. Oh,
Yeah,
what-
'cause to let the
what if
people
it's-
do the
let
work
the people
for
do the
them.
work. Yeah. And then it's
Yeah.
like, hey, this going viral. Like if it's like not getting viral, like okay, we're ignoring nobody's
Yeah, because they have
not
like,
getting no clout, but
because they're already, you know, like they're getting data from everybody's cell phone.
yes.
So they're just waiting for them to like, oh shit, oh somebody captured like a fucking giant. Hey, get that. You know, they filter down their system. The algorithm like beep 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 beep. Oh, somebody caught a giant. They send the information straight
It's
to like the
kinda-
government. The government is like, all right, hey, we got a giant on blah 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 in Canada, Jasper Park. Let's get a team out there ASAP. And they get the information like real quick. Like you know how you hear stories about saying like, oh, somebody seen like a crashed UFO spaceship, and then
Yeah.
next thing you know, they see like Men in Black out there, like
Yeah, before they even
on
they're
the
like,
scene. This
yeah,
is just a
even-
story.
Even like the eyewitnesses of like people were like, oh, I saw something crash, and then by the time I got my truck and drove there and got there, it was sealed off. And
whole-
then
yeah, a whole team.
It was like they was waiting for it, or either like they
Yeah, they
you know what I'm saying?
anticipated, or
Yeah,
like,
there was audio on it.
yeah. I think that's like the same situation with that giant in that mountain.
Somebody
just-
probably every day just
yeah.
kind of watched, and then oh shit, like somebody caught something on camera.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's roll out. Let's set up shop.
Yeah, like even though like it's a national park, like they were able to like block off like the part where, you know,
Yeah, this part's a national
like
park. They
where
block
they're-
so.
yeah, with like at night, like hey, stop, you cannot go any further.
Yeah.
We're trying to
Hold on.
quarantine like this giant. Wait, what? We're trying. Yeah, it's just blocks. Like
Look,
wait, what?
look, man, just go home, man. All right. Are you that TikTok guy? Just go, man. You look.
said
This is, just go home, huh? This security guard.
Yeah, it's like, you said giant security man.
I mean,
Are you live right now? Is it all saved on the cloud? Yeah, that's like the good thing. Like with like going live now. Like if you're going live like on your cell phone, right? If anything happens, all the shits are in the cloud.
straight up, man. That's
Even
why I be
if-
confused when people commit crimes live on the goddamn internet. I be so confused. They gonna track you down in a heartbeat within 4 minutes. I've seen videos where people will do shit on like Facebook Live or anything live. In 4 minutes, the cops will be on your ass. They monitor this shit.
Yeah.
And then this is the police. I'm just talking about regular cops. I ain't talking about whoever was out there that night at Jasper. I ain't talking about that. That's probably next level shit they got. But that's just cops will be on your ass within 4 minutes.
Yeah, so easy.
They're quick, man. They're so quick. And I always felt like that too back when I was in the military, and we use government computers and shit. And this anybody with any type of federal job, whatnot. Government computers used to be super duper locked down to where you couldn't even get on like MySpace or Facebook at one time. But eventually they started like, hey, you know what? You can get on Facebook and your work computers, and everybody got all excited like, yeah, we get on Facebook and work, yeah. Not everybody was happy. Even me, I was like, That means they now can see everything you can do now. That's a different type. They wouldn't let you just operate on this shit unless they knew what you was gonna do on it.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel
That's
about
like
that.
like stuff for like even like with popular apps where it's like it's free. You got to think about that.
Yeah.
Is it really free?
No, man. That agreement, that terms and agreement shit, man. It's,
Yeah.
don't nobody read it. I guarantee you, it's a bunch of. I bet you it's
Like
messy.
anything that's like free and then it does all this cool shit for you, and you're like, wait a minute, you're not asking for nothing back? Something's going on.
Hell yeah.
Get in your head, man.
Damn shame what happened to this dude though. Damn shame.
All right, I gotta take a leak, and then we'll be right back, and then Chris is gonna run his story. And we're back live
Yes, sir.
in the Media Hijack headquarters out here in
Secret location.
Totoroto, Cienara.
All right, trying to pull up my notes. All right, part 2 of this episode.
Yes,
Take a swig of this.
part 2.
All right, so second part of this episode, I'm gonna be talking about the Order of the Solar Temple. Now, if anybody who hasn't got it yet, understands this yet, I love fucking cults. Cults are crazy.
Yeah, you're like the cult expert.
I'm
for
like
this
the cult
show.
guy, man. I think for me, and it's kind of like not for anybody who likes churches and stuff, but whatever. But I've always kind of like picked up on things where it's kind of like I notice a group of people always forming around something, especially with me being prior military, and I see how things have been kind of like, all right, let's rally around this, and I'm kind of like, okay, why are we just doing it just because they're telling us? Over time, as I gotten older, I've kind of like wanted to understand cults more. A lot of it comes from people who feel like maybe they can't even fit into society in and of itself.
So they find a community where they belong.
Get into like a singular mindset, and then it kind of gets deeper and deeper. And that's why I'm like, okay, I find it very fascinating and horrifying. And so I'll be on top of cults sometimes. And cults, again, to me, I think cults are like always been how cults are. They always seem to have some type of financial backing. How they're able to get like land and then get shit built and then house people. And I'm like, who's funding this? It's very fascinating to me how they can get this shit going.
It's crazy
and
how
do what
like
they
they get followers, like real
Yeah.
excuse me. I still have some gas.
Yeah, it's been built up. You good.
Yeah, but it's crazy how like they get like these followers, real life followers that follow every single word that they say, every step they make, every move they make,
Yes.
and to me, it boggles my mind how much they believe, like in something
Everything.
that 100,000% they believe in every single word that they're being told to.
And they never question it.
To me, I think like, did they do something to you to make you see something,
Or
to
what
make you
happened-
realize like, hey, like there's like some divine intervention shit that's happening, and I'm showing you, to where I'm thinking like, did they show them something to where they make them believe like
Yeah.
whatever they're saying is true,
Yeah, or
or are their minds like that weak to where they're just vulnerable to like stuff like that, to where if it's something where it relates to them just a little bit, like they would just connect to it and then attach themselves to that type of belief.
that kind of just goes along with their mindset, I guess.
Yeah, like similar to their mindset, and then they give like 100% of.
I think like real true, like I think like what's going on with a lot of cults nowadays, and same thing with like the Order of the Solar Temple. They drew a lot of inspiration from Aleister Crowley, which I think he was kind of like the real like OG shit. I think everything after that is probably like imitation or some type of way of people to maybe take advantage of people who was willing to shovel up money to want to be a part of something. Because that was the same thing with this right here with the Order of the Solar Temple. It was founded by Joseph de Membry and Luc Journet, right? And so they had temples in 3 different countries: Switzerland, France, and Canada. And basically they just ran the whole operation in these 3 different countries. And I'm going to skip to the head for a second, but this does end in a mass suicide and some murders too, like a lot of cults do. It goes fucking south and everybody gets completely wiped out.
But is that like really like a bad thing?
Coded in. Well, with this story, because some like okay, so we talked about before where it was a Heaven's Gate, where everybody was like, "Yo, let's poison ourselves or whatever," and hop on Haley's Comet when it passes through or whatever, and it was voluntary. Like people were like willing to do it. Where this one, not everybody was willing to check out and go to. What's the name of this place? They was all trying to go to a planet circling the star called Sirius, also known as the Dog Star, a planet that was supposed to be rotating the sun. They was all trying to go there. Not everybody was down for it, and some people were forced to join this mass suicide. Kind of like how anybody who's ever kept up like with one of the biggest cults of all time, Jonestown, when they was it Jim Jones thought the government was like closing in on his cult. He was like, "Oh my God, you know what? The government's closing in. And they had just killed I think it was like a fucking senator. They just killed a senator.
Damn.
And it was like, oh God, we just killed a senator. Because I think a senator came down there and was like, hey, he tried to plead with Jim Jones and the rest of the cult people, saying, hey, release all these people in your cult because you know what you're doing is wrong. And Jim Jones panicked and sent this man. They was on the airfield getting ready to leave Jonestown, and they killed the senator right on the airfield. Killed him and everybody on the plane. And
Wait, hold on. Well, this happened in America?
This is like in South. What was Jonestown? I think somewhere in South America. I think.
Oh, South America.
Yeah. That is a whole different story. But I'm saying like it just shows like how when they start getting pressed by these cult leaders start getting pressed, they start killing everybody and they start killing members. And that's what happened in Jonestown too, where they was forcing people and kids, women and kids were getting forced to drink like poison Kool-Aid and all types of shit. And the same thing with this right here, with the Order of the Solar Temple, where people weren't really like people was down for this cult at first until it was time to like
To die.
to put in, and they were like, oh, we didn't expect this to go this far. And how these people were buried, like, well, I'll explain right here. It says like on October 5th, 1994, 53 members of the cult in Switzerland and Canada were found dead, including the founders, Luc Journet and Joseph de Membry, one of the guys who started it, right? Now, Joseph de Membry and Luc Journet, before they started the Solar Temple, they had their own cults by themselves. They each had their own cults before they joined together and combined the cults. And a lot of cults would like link to like Knights of the Templar and saying like we are reincarnated knights of from this era, and now we're here today because we feel like Earth needs a leader and Earth is leaderless and everybody's doing what they want. It needs order and it starts here. So they started the Solar Temple because they believe.
Hell yeah.
And they say a lot of times too that, with some of the stuff I was coming across that they refer to God as like the solar god, or the solar soldier or whatever it was. Based on like, hey, God and the Son are 1-on-1, which I think is kind of like maybe ties into like maybe Egyptian mythology, I guess, with like Ra, the sun god type
Ra,
thing. Yeah, type of stuff. So I think it kind of falls in that same category.
You know what's crazy? How like way back then they were doing sacrifices like this for some type of whatever ritual and stuff, and then you fast forward to like modern days, and they're actually doing like the same type of stuff like they were doing like back then, because of like a belief of a type of religion or whatever type of god.
Yeah,
like almost it's like in every generation they do this type of this sacrifice, and they're able to get like these people to go on board. Even from way back then, they did this shit way back then. So if you think about like if they're still doing it now, like do you think like they're actually onto something? We would never know because we would actually have to die to find out. Right?
We would have to. Yeah, I think that's what are you willing to do that?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is like even in modern days, like they're still doing these
the same
crazy radical. Like, you know, like the ceremonies where they're actually sacrificing human beings and people like willingly giving up like their own body to sacrifice themselves like for their belief in something that's so strong. Still till this day, they're still doing that same thing.
People are willing to die for this shit.
Wouldn't you think like, okay, like backstory, if you backtrack, they've been doing it forever. But like if you're thinking like, why are they doing this? Is it actually real now?
Is their belief that strong, or is it like really fact?
Is this really something going on? Like they figured something out and they're like, all right, let me show you something, and then boom, they fucking touch your head, right? They fucking gave you like a 1,000 years of knowledge and information, and you're like, oh shit, I just saw the truth. Like
I saw God.
Like really, my body doesn't even matter. Like this whole shit doesn't even matter. And then
what matters is like the next phase.
The next phase is like the most important phase. Yeah,
like this is just a shell. Like it's on that low type shit.
I had that belief like slightly after like a really intense like mushroom trip. I can say like for myself, if anybody would have saw this, they would have probably believed, because I don't know nothing about these cults. This is like my own experience.
Yeah,
like what I saw like after like this psychedelic trip, I was like, dude, none of this shit matters. Like the whole money system, whatever. I was like, dude, I was completely done with it. I was gonna clock out everything.
Really?
Like literally, like I was so close. I just had to sleep. But like after that trip, I was like, dude,
you good?
Everything. I was like, dude, everything is fucking fake the whole time. It was like that. It was like you guys. It's like one of those things. Like you guys played me this whole fucking time. It was like that. It's like a slap in the face. Yeah. Like I got played the whole time. And I was like, man, fuck this. It was almost like, fuck that, fuck this whole shit. Just fucking played me this whole time. I saw it, I see it. Woke up the next day, I had to slow down. I was like, is it true? Is it not true? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm still to this day, still to this day, I'm like, am I being played right now?
Nah, man. I think even if there's like, even though this is like a shell of what we exist in as a shell, I do think in this reality, and I don't know what's on the other side of this. I'm not gonna pretend like I know, but I do feel like right here, right now, is all this is just a lesson of what we take of going through hardship. And this shit is not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be a cheat code. It's supposed to be building up a character. I be thinking like every time I go through something, I get through it, I feel like I get like some XP, a stat build up. I'm like, okay, I made it through this shit with my sanity intact. I can get through anything, and I just kind of see like everything's going to be a test at some point. And I'm not religious in any kind of way. Like I feel like life is always going to just test you to the point of.
I think that's 100%.
Like it's just going to be a test. It's like every step of the way.
Every event you're going on in your life is just like another like stepping stone.
Can you overcome this? Yeah.
And your experience, you're building up your experience on like your character, your whatever, your soul. You know, you're building like life points or whatever, however you want to call it.
Something experience. Experience is like priceless. Once you get it, I think nothing is more greater than experience. And
yeah, because that's the stuff that you remember the most. It's like the stuff that you accomplish, like through like whatever hard work and
the lessons you've learned. It's like, man, and then it makes you wiser going forward, and Do you want to pass it on and make sure nobody else don't slip up like how you did? It's
you learn and then you teach like other people.
Mm-hmm. Somebody gotta go through some bullshit in order for other people to learn. That's just the reality of things. Like somebody gotta go through it. And,
that's why YouTube is so handy.
Oh, this shit's oh my god. Other than bag being put in the bread being put in the bag, I think that's like the second best invention of all time. I think it's amazing. I think YouTube is amazing. You gotta be tricky on what you watch, but I mean, I feel like that's life in general. Just be careful who you follow and who you take advice from, because some people might lead you astray. And I think it's online in real life, when people talk to you face to face. You just gotta learn how to guide through this shit. It's life.
Yeah, like just go like your best instinct, like within your gut.
Mm-hmm.
If some dude is telling you, "Hey, I can make you like $10,000. All you gotta do is just give me $500." Like go with your gut,
and we'll flip it for you. Like, I don't know, man. You might be able to take $500 might get you a long way for you if you get it from everybody. You getting your profit, but
yeah, like
what you gonna do for me? But yeah, with this, so back with this, with Order of the Solar Temple, right? So anyways, like I said, on October 5th, 1994, 53 members of the cult in Switzerland and Canada were found dead, including Luc Jonet and Joseph D. Mambro, who were the guys, like I said, they already had their own two cults back in the 70s. In the 80s, they came together. It was like, hey, you know what? Let's combine our cults together to make a fat cult. A mega cult, if you will. And so with the mass suicide that happened, right? The cops came across the building that was at, and in Switzerland they had found, because what happens a lot too when like mass suicides happen, they do this thing where they burn down the buildings too. It's kind of like a thing. It's kind of like a thing that happens, like mass suicide, burn a building down with you. So one or two people need to be left alive in order to monitor the suicide, and after suicide's complete, burn everything down. They usually like the last two plug each other in the head with a gun. Somebody, or they both off each other, and then everything gets burnt down and whatnot. That's what happened here too. Saying like a burned farmhouse in Switzerland held 23 bodies, and 25 more were burned down in a ski chalet in another part of Switzerland, and 15 were found in Canada where the cult leaders lived. So, and it was weird because how all this shit happened at the same time. It was like, yeah, 3 different locations, but it's all happening like what the fuck is going on? Like everybody's just dropping dead. That was the people that was involved in the investigation, and happening in Switzerland and in Canada, sharing information, trying to connect the dots. Like, hey, what's going on with this little cult thing, man? It's kind of weird. And everybody's starting to drop dead. They're like, hey, man, everybody just got killed in Canada. Let's call Switzerland. Switzerland's like, hey, yo, everybody just died in this cult over here too. Like,
damn,
it's kind of happening almost like simultaneously in a weird way. Like, oh shit, everybody's dropping dead. What's going on? And it says the inner circle members appear to have used poison, which is kind of like par for the course. Like a lot of these people that run cults, when it's time to off themselves, they want to do it like the least worst way. Like you take a bullet to the head. Or these two guys took poison, which sounds probably painful. But it said like everybody else was that was involved in this mass suicide. They had like these ceremonial robes on, and it was arranged in a circle with their feet together. So imagine like a body of circles, a circle of bodies, but all their feet are touching. But it's like a circle of them. But they had like a bag over. They had like bags over their head too, and they all had bullet holes in their head.
Damn.
One story I came across was that
this is a cult.
This is like a cult. That kind of like, and they're still around to this day too. They're still around, but that was like the hugest chunk of their members getting wiped out, all because there was like a lot of infighting going on, a lot of people butting heads. Some leaders were getting paranoid, thinking the place was bugged. Well, the two leaders were thinking like the place was getting bugged and whatnot. And
just ended their whole life story, like whatever life they were supposed to lead, because they got scammed. That's how I see like these cults.
You see, it's a scam.
It's like you're scamming your own life, giving away your own life, your own freedom to what you want to do, whatever dreams you want to chase, whatever tickles your pickle.
Mm-hmm.
You gave up all that shit because you got scammed into like some type of cult where they convince you like so bad, like, hey, this is like the fucking light or whatever.
Yeah.
and they just cut your story short.
Well, the thing what cults do that are very like what makes them successful, how they get people to get into, is they're already taking people who feel like they can't really fit in society. But with this cult right here, they was grabbing people that weren't even like poor. Like Jim Jones, when he ran Jonestown, he grabbed like a lot of black people, like poor black folks who feel like they like back in was it the 70s, where black folks felt like they couldn't fit in America because America was so racist. It was like, man, I can't do shit here. And Jim Jones preyed on that and got a lot of them to get up, like uproot their own lifestyles and move to like South America, Mexico, wherever the hell it was at. They all moved, like a lot of black folks moved there to go join this cult because they felt like they couldn't fit into like American society that was racist towards them. And he preyed on that. Same thing with this cult too. But they was grabbing like people that was like middle class people who felt like they was grabbing like middle class families who were like husband and wife who felt like they was like, oh, I can't fit in society, and grabbing whole families and bringing them in. That's fucking insane to me. You grab an entire family and make them join the cult. But in order for them to be a part of the cult, they had to like basically leave their lives behind and move to either Canada, France and Switzerland. But basically, like the whole goal of a cult is like you're trying to isolate your people from the rest of the world. Like you don't want nobody else talking to them, or you don't want us trying to convince them otherwise. They just need to hear your words and how you're trying to control them. Anybody else on the outside is an enemy, and so it's hard to get people out these damn cults, man. I watched the documentary couple years ago, back in the 70s, this black guy, I can't remember his name. I cannot remember his damn name.
Chris Jones.
It needs to be. Yeah, I hope it is. But it was a black dude that was running around, and he was freeing like a lot of kids doing like the 60s and 70s from cults. He was doing like it's called deprogramming. He was like taking kids out of cults and like
in the 70s,
running around grabbing kids and
deprogramming.
The D is called deprogramming.
Damn.
And he would like put them like through like psychological thing of like, hey, you in a cult, you need to da, and take them through this process of like, you're on cult channel right now. I need you on regular Earth right now.
With the whole like deprogramming, like what you said, like he was doing that shit like in the 70s. Like imagine like now, like when people are like completely super addicted like to TikTok, and then there has to be like an organization to get people like deprogrammed to get them, wean them off of like the TikTok or whatever.
Or any kind of thing. Somebody like
something like a social media addiction.
And I think the guy back in the 70s, same thing was like his child had got caught up in a cult. I think it might have been his child or somebody got caught in a cult that was close to him, and he had to pull them out, and then he just kept it going like because that was like the 70s was like a huge cult era where everybody was joining cults.
You think like nowadays, like to start a cult, it would be super easy because
online, you can do it on the internet, dude.
Yeah, because you could just post it like on TikTok, right, and then create like some brand new shit, right?
Yes,
to where you get everybody on board because you know
TikTok,
like
TikTok
is famous for doing like challenges, right? So imagine they're actually doing like a challenge, but it's actually like some type of ritual that's like praising whatever god, and then like do this TikTok challenge where you
eat these Tide Pods,
kill your mom before midnight, show your watch.
The clock is ticking, and then
that'd be so fucking crazy, right?
Because cults back then were I think the last big cult was like Nexium.
Lock your doors, mom.
But it's kind of like those are kind of like rich people cults. Those are kind of like you have to pay to play. That's how the same cult is. But I think like the lower scale cults are like easy can just do some online shit of like manipulation. You ain't gotta leave your household to join a cult now. You just be
the suicide club.
Some wild shit, man. And so
didn't that like happen? Like it's like some whale suicide club, like the Blue Whale Forum.
Oh my god, did we talk about this before?
It's like where people like where they're already like on the verge of like committing suicide, but they go to like a support group.
Yeah,
of like other people that's like
trying to get them to go through with it.
Yeah, like would ease them into like going into it, or like people.
I thought we talked about this too before.
That's so scary, man.
You gotta be sick to like even want to get people to go along to the clock out early. Like what?
There's actually like they made like a Korean show all about that shit.
What?
Like it's like a suicide forum where people are trying to commit suicide. So then like they all signed up like for like this one package deal where all like 5 of them can like do like a whole like a suicide pack.
Oh no!
Where then the driver would take them to like a certain location, and then all those 5 people, completely strangers, but it's the same people that they met on like on the forums. They put them in this location, and then they just gas them up, and then they're all supposed to die like together.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just get them all in one
It's a
room and then do them.
Crazy Korean series.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, that's I'm gonna go with this because. So, sorry. So, like I was talking about before, they found the bodies in a circle. Everybody's feet touching and shit. And that was at 2 different locations. All the 3 locations, basically. They want to find, like, 53 and 23 bodies and all that other stuff, right? But then the following year, they want to find, like, another 16 bodies. Damn. That was a part of the cult, too. I guess they got the news late. But then a year later, another sector of the cult wound up in the French Alps. They wound up offing themselves, too. And so when the cops wound up doing an investigation on all these mass suicides, they had noticed that 3 of the there was actually like 3 children that was a part of the mass suicide. And the investigators who were kind of like already following this cult already, they came to the determination that, hey, they may have forced some people against their will to do this, to do the suicide, because they had found drugs in like a lot of people's systems. A lot of people was drugged and then shot in the head. Some of the stories I was hearing coming out from how this went down, they had convinced a lot of people like, hey guys, we're going to travel to like another universe or some wild shit, some reality. We're going to inject you guys with some drug and we're going to put a bag over your head. And so once everybody did it, once they like had the bag over the head and started passing out from the drug, kind of going like in this middle ground of like reality and death type of shit, they just went around and started shooting people in the head. So they had no idea. The story is the cops are saying that these people had no idea they was going to die. They thought they were showing up to like, hey, let's go on a fantastic voyage outside of reality. Whoa. And so when they got to that little vulnerable state of out-of-body experience, somebody went around with a gun and it was shooting people in the head. And 3 of them were kids. And there's the reason why they said like, hey, it might have been involuntary because in Jonestown, when they had a similar situation like this with a cult that was trying to like do a mass suicide, the first people that picked up on it were kids. Kids like, like
yeah, because they see
they see like this ain't right. Like, why are y'all doing this? And so like a lot of the parents over at Jonestown were forcing their own kids to drink the Kool-Aid and killing them and then killing themselves drinking the Kool-Aid. Kids are the first ones when it comes to cult shit, kids are the first ones that seem like they always pick up on it. And that's when they found 3 children that died in this. A lot of investigators were like, nah, kids would not agree with this at all. Maybe the adults would have got like caught up in this shit, but kids are like more. The brain's a little bit wired differently, and to see 3 children dead in this mix, it goes to show that it may have been involuntary across everybody.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy
like,
shit.
Like like the leader of that cult, like he knew like something was going on. He knew like, I think like whatever like he believed in was that strong to where he can like poison these people or then shoot them in the head. I think it has to be like something to where he actually believes 100% like this shit is like the way to go.
Oh yeah. So like with the so the calls, one of the cult leaders actually thought that he was actually Jesus Christ himself. He actually thought he was like the 3rd living human being in existence to be considered Jesus Christ. Like Jesus' soul was in him, and he thought that he was gonna lead the world into this next age, into the next afterlife, I guess, like to basically prepare this world right now for a new leader for the next phase of reality or whatever. And what was it? And the guy named one of the leader named Joseph D. Mambro, he thought he was a leader so much that he claimed that one of his children was like a demigod, saying that, hey, I had sex with a god, and my child right here, Ellie, which was like I think it's like a dude, like my son Ellie. He's a demigod, and this, that, and the third. Like, he is going to be my successor after I'm dead, right? But then there was 2 people that was a part of the cult. There was actually 3. Actually, because the cult actually went going after 3 members back in 1994. And actually, one of them was actually a 3-month-old child. But so you're like a married couple. Look it up, guys. Look up the names, guys, if you guys want to really look into it. But it was a married couple that used to work in this cult. The wife used to do like odd jobs and shit, like clean or whatever. But the husband would be involved in doing like the technical stuff, like the lighting and stuff when he do ceremonies. And I guess he was going around saying like, hey, you know, all the stuff he's doing is like kind of like fake. I'm doing like the lighting effects, because they would do ceremonies where everybody would come in a room and the leaders would be like, okay, da da da. They would like a chant or whatever, and the center of the floor would open up, and the Holy Grail would come out. And I was watching a video on YouTube where people to this day was like, I saw the Holy Grail, it was real, da da da. But it was always just like a light show type of holograms, weird stuff. But one of the guys I was a part of, doing the technical stuff, was going on to tell people like, it's not real. I'm part of this cult, but like y'all are believing too much into it. Like it's just a show. Like I'm still a follower, but he was kind of like blowing the lid off this shit. And so
like he's making it into a show.
Yeah, he's like I'm a part of the technical team. I'm the one I'm doing the lighting and everything and all types of stuff. And
he's like, I made that shit.
I'm the stage guy. Like,
yeah,
I did the paper mache and I did all this shit. The lighting.
I made that. Give me credit.
And so, and he's right, and I can see too where he's like, man, he's getting all this glory and he a god, but man, I'll put this whole set together. And so he was going around and starting to tell people this, and not to mention, him and his wife had just had a child, and they had named their child the same as the cult leader's child. And so that was like kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back for the cult leader, because then he's like, what? My son is a demigod. Why y'all naming your child after me, after my kid? They're trying to take my power. So he sent some cult members out there to go kill them, and they did. How they did it, like the husband that was a part of like the stage crew, and his wife who did odd jobs or whatever, they're like a newborn baby that was 3 months old. They had got some cult members to trick them to come over for dinner. Like, hey, come over to us and have some dinner. And they got there, and they straight up just killed him. And they stabbed the baby with a stake and dismembered the body, and they tried to burn the house down. And the 2 cult members that murdered them tried to get on a plane, fly to another country, and then they found them somewhere else dead too. They committed suicide, but they was on orders from the cult leader, like, yo, just wipe out the whole family. The kid's the Antichrist because he has the same name as my child, because my child's a demigod. It basically just killed the whole family. And
imagine it's all real.
Yeah, this shit's all crazy, man.
Like, imagine his child like is
actually a demigod. But no, actually, there's more to the story.
It's so crazy. Like they went to that extent to do all that shit.
All that shit, because I think that, like I said, the straw that broke camel's back was he named his kid after the leader's kid. That was what pissed him off. That's what made him go off the edge. Not the fact that he was kind of like squealing about like, hey, da-da-da. I think he kind of just let it go, like whatever. But that was the one that pushed him over the edge. It was like, oh, man, they named him. You named your kid after my kid? You're dead.
Yeah, there might be something like I don't know, something about that story. Like it.
Well, I don't know, because then, so in the 90s, this was the downfall of the cult, right? When it started collapsing and falling apart, was when the actual son, who was like, I'm not sure what his age was. I couldn't really figure out his age, but his son Ellie, the one who, his father just had murdered people because they named him after his son. He's all becoming a whistleblower now. He's all telling people like, hey, like he's lying, telling everybody that this shit was fake, and telling them that, hey, these ceremonies they're setting up and these spiritual visions that my father's having. Because I guess he would have like spiritual visions saying like, okay, guys, when we leave this planet, when we leave this realm, we're going to like another planet that orbits a huge sun, and it's that thing they refer to like the star of the dog, and the dog star. And this is where our next phase of our existence will begin. But we'll be like new level people. We won't be our fragile selves like before. This, that, and the third. And apparently they're supposed to die again on this new planet by the sun, and then get accepted by God. Some wild shit. But his son Ellie wound up discovering like the spirit rituals and the visions and whatnot were staged by his father, and that divine beings and messages received were actually produced by special effects and holograms. He decided to share his discovery with other members of the group. This denunciation promoted the departure of 15 members. So his son wound up being a whistleblower, and 15 members like, oh, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Because at this time too, they was already starting to do pay for play in this cult. The leaders were like, hey, you guys want more enlightenment? You have to pay us. And it turned a lot of people off. They was like, this is supposed to be some kind of like, religious retreat type for us. Now we got to pay for this. And so cult members are already kind of like on the side about it already. Like, hey, maybe, because they were saying like, hey, if you guys pay us the X amount of money a year, we'll unlock all this knowledge for you. We'll like open up the doors for you, and then you'll be upgraded to like a rank of like a knight. And then all these other ranks we got. Basically, it's like how it is for like a lot of video games for pay for play type of shit. It's kind of, hey, you can rank up faster if you spend money. And some of these people weren't with it. And his son started blowing the whistle on it.
It's like the same shit. Like I think Scientology run like that.
Yeah, like a money scheme.
Yeah, I think like the Freemason ran like that, or it's still running like that. Mm-hmm. To where like if you,
these cults need money to survive. They
like if you like reach like a certain level, like like in wealth and shit, you might unlock like a new level of like, stuff
Enlightenment and
yeah,
shit.
stuff like you would never see like as like a normal human being making like a normal salary. You would never see like this type of like new shit like we're about to show you.
Do you think, would you go along with it if you could have, like, if you had the money to afford it? Would you pay for? Because like I said, like he was grabbing like middle class people too and upper
Like
middle
to
class.
see like what's the next
like,
level.
what's next? Like what? I mean, I
Yeah,
feel like if you at
like,
that point, you gotta be in. You gotta be in it all the way.
If I had the money, yeah, I want to see all levels.
Oh, I mean, I'm like, why are you asking for money for, man? I mean,
No, I want to see it so I can like, like make my own judgment on what the hell's going on. I want to see like what the hell's going on.
see, but then if you go too far along with this shit, then it's like, I don't know. The second you start asking for money in the cult, I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know they're all wrong. Like whatever. If
But you
you're
want to
trying
see, but you
control,
want
like,
to see like how far this shit can get.
I want to see how they're doing it.
Oh, man,
like
brave
how they're
man.
working. Like how
I was going to tip
what's going on in the society, like in the dark underworld. Like how are they operating?
Yeah,
I want to see for myself.
I could.
But me like saying this live, like everything is being fed through like the internet. Everything is being like all the data is being collected, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta tread lightly.
Yeah, right. So, be careful what you say.
Yeah, everything's gonna backtrack to this one video and whatever.
So with the guy Ellie, the son of Joe DiMambrio, who also too, he had like a bunch of like a lot of cult members. So like cult leaders. He had the same sham going on too, where men would join, and if they were married, they'd be like, "Hey, give up your wife. Your wife is mine now." He had the whole same shit going on. So before he would do services, he would have sex with like the members, like the male members of the cult. He would sleep with if they were married, he would sleep with their wives before doing the ceremony, because he said like it gave him like extra like holy strength or some shit to do a ceremony. Look, you ain't dicking down my wife for just to get you nut. I feel like that's very predatory.
Yeah.
It's definitely you can't pray to get your strength, but whatever. But so his son blown the whistle on it, and actually, out of all the bodies that was found, his son Ellie was actually killed in a mass suicide as well too. So his own son, that's supposed to be a demigod, that he actually wiped out a family for, who actually turned to be the whistleblower, was actually one of the bodies that was found among the mass suicide. It says a lot of people saying like his father may have found out that he may have been the whistleblower about some shit or whatever. It's
Did
like,
he die like
the same? I'm assuming like the same bag over the head, shot or whatever. Because only
he got poisoned and then shot in the head?
or they took a drug to like make him be in an in between place between realities.
Ambien.
Yeah, some shit. And because they was all laying on the ground with bags over the head with single bullet holes in each head, which means somebody went around like in a circle.
Damn, imagine being that guy.
But my thing is like this: imagine trusting these people. Like, hey, you know what? Like, it's like I go to a place and I want to like, hey, like I'm gonna do this drug and I want you to watch over me, and then you take the drug and they shoot you in the head.
Ooh.
A lot of these people weren't expecting it, and that's why the
That's
cops
scary.
And that's why a lot of cops saying like they took advantage of these people because
Damn.
they was going along with the program. Like, okay, guys, we're gonna take this huge trip together on a metaphysical level, and they didn't know like because the cops want to break it down at the end of all this is that the main people at the top were plotting a mass suicide from the beginning. Like,
That is so
it's horrifying,
scary.
right? It's kind of like, hey, like you trust these people to do something around them, and then they fucking kill you. But they did this to like 53 people.
Fuck.
And so Joseph DiMambrio, before the mass suicide happened, he actually did like this big ass last dinner type of party.
The Last Supper.
Like the Last Supper, sorry, like a Last Supper type of party. We had members show up, and everybody's like, "Okay, this is our Last Supper before we take our trip." But everybody at the party that was almost everybody that was there for
That sounds scary.
almost everybody there did not know that they was gonna wind up dying, except for Joseph DiMambro, the other dude, and a couple of top members. And
it wasn't a psychedelic trip.
it was like, hey, we're gonna drug you and then kill you. And none of the authorities are saying nobody knew because nobody really struggled, but you could tell people were starting to leave the cult a little bit more and more.
Oh, that's so scary.
And so with the so like I said, with the decline of the party and all this stuff, it went down. It all happened, and I don't know. It's a very fucked up story how far this cult went, and then they took advantage of a lot of people. I think the ending was very telling of like, holy shit, like not every cult needs to be trusted because these people at the top, like they threw like this big ass dinner party to celebrate like, hey guys, we're about to take a trip soon. But like I said, only the top members knew that they was going to kill everybody. That only they knew they was going to do it. Nobody else knew. And
yeah, here's my thing. Like with now, there's nobody at the top. If you're living on Earth right now, there's nobody at the top that can have like a authority over any human body. Like, oh, I'm like the top. You should listen to me. Nope.
somebody's like as a human impersonator,
As like
God,
human,
or-
any human being like on this planet right now. There's
I
nobody.
would never believe anybody ever to walk up to me and be like,
Yeah,
hey, I'm a god.
Yeah.
And
nobody like on this earth that can rule over you and say like I'm better than you. Not one single
I
person.
don't know. I'm like, why would you? I was like, first of all, if you're a god, why you look like us? Are you? I would believe you more if you show up in my head and talk to me, or
Yeah, God wouldn't show himself
as a
to
man.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm your God. Like, get out of here, man.
And I drove to this cult place to get here. Like, you didn't fly or.
No,
like-
guess,
But like I said, like it preys on these types of things. Preys on like people with like just
that's crazy. Anything that's gonna like cut off your like your timeline or whatever you're supposed to experience in this life, anything that cuts it off like prematurely, that's not the move.
no.
That's not like
I know.
No,
This
like-
life is meant to like you.
you're supposed to experience stuff.
You're
Like
not
you're supposed to
you
learn
don't-
shit.
Yeah, you're not supposed to control when you clock out. This is supposed to be you just go through the motions, and it's
Yeah, you're
hard or not.
supposed to
man.
learn some
It's-
maybe like that cult stuff. Maybe they have to learn to go through that, so the next life they're like, yeah, don't be so fucking gullible and
Look
fucking
at you. Now you got to do this shit all over again.
look at you. Bro.
Now you got to
Restart.
repeat. Now you got to repeat class Earth.
But you gotta play it on like the Sega Genesis.
Oh man, it's
You know.
it's a crazy story though, man. This is wasn't a happy ending. Obviously, like most cult stories.
So they all died.
The little bit survivor. Okay, so a lot of people that not a lot of people. Let's rephrase it. The people that did survive, and not the actual mass suicide, but people that may actually, the people that actually start quitting the cult when they when they start realizing like it was a scam or whatever. Some of these people were coming out saying, even though they had quit the cult, some people were coming out saying that, man, you know what, this shit is. I get they was making us pay for it, but I feel like the FBI was in on it. So there was like a new conspiracy come out saying like, hey, the FBI wasn't releasing a lot of like the FBI may have been coming up on. They make it seem like because like, some of them were saying like some of the people that was in the cult were saying like the news is trying to say that it was a mass suicide when it really wasn't, because I know some people that wouldn't have been down for that. And I guess so over time the news story, because it happened in '94, so a lot of stories had to change a little bit, saying like, okay, well, some investigators did some investigation and show that some people may not have been willing.
Yeah,
it looks like a willing situation, but these people are all tricked into it. So, but then like some people saying like, man, the FBI may have been involved in it because they was trying to shut down the cult and other stuff. I don't doubt at all that the FBI wasn't monitoring the situation, but I doubt they was the one that pulled the trigger, no pun intended, on everybody getting killed.
It's definitely something like weird that went on. Like we might never ever get to
Yeah.
the bottom of. I got a piece of bad, but we're gonna end this episode.
Yes.
We'll catch everybody next week.
See you guys.
Peace out. Adios.